everybody. I'd like to welcome you to Risen Faith Ministries. Do you remember being a kid, you could fall off a bunk bed, do cartwheels while getting hit by a bus, and still jump up and be like, woo, let's do that again. Well, I fell the other day and it took me 20 minutes to get up. Actually, it only took me 10 minutes to get up, but it took me 10 minutes to realize what I was doing on the ground to begin with. So this was an old joke I told back when I was trying my hand at stand-up comedy and in Hollywood. And now that I've dedicated myself to the ministry, this song's taken on a whole new meaning. As Christians, our human side will come out every once in a while. We are going to fall. Sometimes we get caught up in the adventures of life, the adventures of the flesh, and we fall. And there are times we fall really hard. So many times I've fallen, and those were times when sin got a hold of me, and I fell straight to the ground. And in order to learn how to walk as a child, we had to fall and get back up. In order to learn how to walk as a child of God, we too must fall and get back up. How many of us fall with our sins and still spend our time on the ground wallowing in them? You know, a sin can be a mistake, but it will never be a mistake if there's a lesson learned. Now here's another question we should think about. How many of us get back up with our sins attached? In Isaiah 41:13, God gave us the ultimate promise. He said, "For I am the Lord your God who holds your right hand, who says to you, 'Do not fear, I will help you.'" Notice, this isn't just a promise, this is a declaration. Being human, we are predestined to fall. But as Christians, we are destined to walk the path of righteousness. It's a long road in need of some construction, there's some dead ends, there's some potholes, and it will test us. But with that test comes many blessings. The biggest blessing is knowing that God is holding our hand the whole time. Psalms 55:22 tells us, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken." See, it's all about Jesus. With Jesus, we can cast our sins and our burdens on the cross. Some people like to have extra baggage, but I don't know about you, but for me, I want to get rid of that extra baggage. You know, in Matthew 11:28, Jesus tells us, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." We live in a vain world. We live in a world full of sin. We live in a world filled with evil. We got so much technology around that takes a huge part of our lives. I mean, with all these distractions, so many people are not spending enough time in the Word and in prayer. Yeah, this is what we need most. And this is what the world needs most. I had one of my old pastors tell me one time, when you sin, sin boldly. Now I was torn on that for a while. I mean, it almost sounds like an excuse to sin. But maybe it was due to a misinterpretation that I had. But when I went to prayer, I found a deeper meaning here. When we sin boldly, we recognize the power of what sin can do. So when we get a spanking from Daddy, we know we did wrong. But we know the power of the sin. But most importantly, we know the power of forgiveness. And even more important, we know how to fix it. There was a time when I had hit rock bottom. I was going through $300 in coke and heroin every day. I was hanging out with friends, and I use that term loosely. These same friends would have thrown me in a dumpster if I had overdosed. You know, I was able to get off cocaine and heroin cold turkey, no rehab. I've known so many people who've gone to rehab numerous times and they still use. But I had to give it up to God, and I had to say, "Lord, I've fallen. Please help me up. I can't do this without you." And I put my addictions on the cross. And Jesus was my rehab. Now sometimes we have to hit rock bottom to realize how far we have climbed. During that time, I sinned boldly. All of it turned into a life lesson though. God delivered me from my addictions. Some say that you never fully recover from your addiction. You will always be a recovering addict. But as long as I keep following Jesus, I will always be recovered. And this goes for us no matter what walk of life we have. Here's the best part. Because of Jesus, we are recovered from our sins. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Rhythm Faith Ministries. God bless you guys, and I hope you have a great week. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to start a movement here, a Jesus movement. So God bless you for watching, and have a great day.